What is up? Beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alezae Young. I'm so happy you are here joining with us, tuning in live from Dangerfield, Texas, State Park. Alright? Well, I guess it won't be live when you see this, but it's live right now because we are living. Alright? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's okay. And if you are new to this channel, sorry, I just had a brain fart. If you are new to this channel, what we do here is we pick a word and we talk about it. We relate it to life because life is relatable and it's applicable. So with that, let's dive right into it. I'm going to tell you guys a story first, alright? About something that happened to me yesterday. My really good friend reached out to me and she was like, "Say, I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you right now." And I was like, "Okay, are you, like, is everything alright? Like, what's going on?" She's like, "No, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay, call whenever." She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna call right now." I was like, "Okay, alright, call right now." And so, she ended up talking to me. And, got on the topic of something that was bothering her for the past year and how she really had to set things right within herself. And it involved me because we were kind of working together on this business idea, and we ended up going our separate ways, and it was nothing bad about it. It just wasn't the right time. Um, and especially for me, because there were things that I was doing and I didn't want to take on too many things at once. And so I was just like, I'm just gonna stop before I make too big of a commitment into something that I myself am not ready for. And at that time I was not ready for something like that. And so she actually ended up reaching out and saying how she felt that she was not courageous enough and she could have been more honest with me in our business, in our business relationship, and that some of the things and some of the goals that we were trying to reach um, weren't attainable from a monetary standpoint because she was handling, a lot of the funds. And so, like, she was like, I should have been way more upfront about what we had. I should have been more upfront about basically what we were doing. And she was like, "I just feel like I wasted your time." And um, I don't think that time is necessarily wasted, because we got to experience this together. I myself, personally wasn't ready for it. You and our other partner, we end up going your separate ways. So everything that happened, and we learned from it. But the choices that we made still enable us to have this conversation that we're having right now. Because that's just how it went. And so today's topic is forgiveness. So let's look it up, what it means, because you got to be able to forgive your people. Not everybody is perfect, okay? Not everyone has your best interest at heart all the time, all right? So a part of forgiving, as we'll see, is also um, protecting in a way. So we'll see what that means. Forgive. Ooh. Give up wanting to punish. Pardon. Huh. To give up wanting to punish. Jesus. I ain't that harsh about it, I didn't feel like I wanted to punish anyone, but dang. But to give up wanting to pardon, let's just say pardon. To give up wanting to punish somebody. Yo, Webster's got some salt. So there was no malintent in my heart. Like, one thing about relationships and dealings with uh, just your friends or family or business partners is that, like, oh, where was I going with this? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. I got it. I lost my train of thought. See, this is the thing that I'm trying to get better at too, is staying focused. So staying on track to what I'm talking about. Anyway, um, so one thing about business professionals, one thing about family and friends, um, when you're forming a relationship with these people, when you are working at a relationship, you can't sweat the small stuff. All right, it's small. Like, if someone, like, y'all, I'm so blank. Like, someone could be like insulting me, and I would be like, yo, yeah, so you want to like go get some dinner or something later tonight? I'll pay. You know, like, I'm so blank. Like, it doesn't even really affect me. Like, because it's such a small thing in the grand scheme of things, you know, like grand scheme of things, like they're like when you have this foundational purpose, um you don't sweat the small stuff. It's small stuff. Like, it's just, is that what it is? Now you hold space for, you know, the people that um are on their, everybody's on their journey, everybody's on their path of life, you know, so you hold space for those people. But for me personally, you know, people that, you know, if I get lied to, if I get insulted in some type of way, anything like emotional or even physical, sometimes you're like, I've been slapped. I'm just like, all right, so what we doing? Like, like like what's going on? You know, like, and so like I don't really sweat the small stuff because it's small. Like I would rather spend energy fixated on something that is going to bring me joy and something that is going to make me laugh than to try to be fixated on something that's just going to take my energy away from me and give me all these bad vibes. It's just not something that I focus on, you know. So when it does come, I'm just like, okay, so you're still my friend. I still like you. You know. Now you may have had this one bad moment. You know, we call it bad moment. We call it whatever. You may have had this one moment that you're not proud of, but I still like you. I still like you for who you are. You haven't done anything to me and to my family that has created any type of angst or has made my life harder in any way. If anything, you've made me more adaptable. So I bow down to that, and I appreciate that. Now, depending on the level of um, angst and strain that you've caused, I may be like less inclined to actually, you know, work with you again because, you know, I see what you are at that point. So this is where the aspect of protection comes in, because like in order for someone to in order for you to forgive someone, they had to have hurt you in some way. All right? So this aspect of protection and this aspect of awareness, which can be like a more fundamental um, um, truth to protection, because in order to in order to do anything that is going to protect yourself, you have to have an awareness of that thing, right? So, um, like this aspect of awareness and protection is is as such where um, you set up these, I don't know, call them blockades, but they're like these checks, right? You set up these checks within yourself, you set up these checks within your finances, you set up these checks within your surroundings, so that anything that steps into your environment, into your awareness, has to go through these checks first. If they don't go through these checks, you don't divulge as much as you could in order to, you know, build a relationship with this other entity, or give to this other entity more um, your ability to give. So like for me, it's like this check system that I have personally, that everyone who meets me goes through. And it's like an internal thing. It's like I notice, like things that I notice, you got to go through first, before I start giving everything that I can give. And it's just how relationships work. Everyone has these boundaries that you have to cross in order to actually become a friend. And a friend is not just a light word in my mind. A friend is like it's someone that you hold dearly. you know and so there are these checks that everyone puts everyone through, whether subconsciously or consciously. They know, I try to do everything consciously, so I take note of what is happening around me. But in order for someone to forgive, they would have had to hurt me in some way, and I don't ever really feel hurt by anyone. You know, I don't know if that's just I'll have to dive into it and see why that is, but like I've never gotten to a point where I've been very attached, where I'm so emotionally attached to someone that whatever they do hurts. I've always had like this void in the realm of human emotion. It's so weird, but it's like but I feel intensely about people. I have this intense feeling towards people, but there's always space, between me and the person, and my feelings toward the person. There's always a space that I can evaluate, always a space that I can hold, and look at our relationship, and look at it from a wider perspective, and see within myself if the relationship is something that is good for me. And so that is something to try to practice, and I would say try to practice it by making yourself a void on internally. And the way you can do that is through yoga. It's something that has helped me. It's something that I've talked about on this channel before. Yoga is just one way to balance yourself out and create this space between what is you, what is your body, and what is your mind. And so, yeah, when you do that, it's really not hard to forgive people, because at that point you're really not hurt by anyone, and you have these protections, checks in place, which stem from your greater awareness. Okay, so it's something quite beautiful. I'm so glad that my friend reached out to me, because I'd been thinking about her, I'd been thinking about her for like a week before, and she passed through my head, and I was like, oh man, I need to talk to her. And then she just popped up, and started to lay it in on me about how she was feeling, about what we went through this past year. And it was just really refreshing and great to talk to her. So like, when these things happen, and when the synergy of energy happens, and when forgiveness happens, it creates like this bond of close proximity. Like, so now, because of our exchange of energy, we have this closeness and proximity, just energetically. Well, we've always been like that. Like, we kind of feed off each other's energy and just pump each other up, and like fill each other with ideas and stuff. But when you can share that with someone, and you can forgive, and you can go through more, when you can go through something that's not necessarily hard, but not desirable, like we never want to hurt anyone. So when we go through that thing, and you actually, like, both halves of the relationship actually work to meet in the middle, it creates like this bond of energy. It's something that's, in my mind, very appreciated. So with that, I will leave y'all to it. All right, meditate on it. All right, practice becoming an inner void, because it's hard to try to forgive someone when you're hurt. All right, so distance yourself from your mind, Distance yourself from your emotions, distance yourself from your body, and really get at the core of what you are, all right? And from that, then you can carry on throughout life with grace, literally with grace. I'm not saying like figuratively or metaphorically. I mean like actually touch it and then walk through life, okay? All right. So with that, meditate on it, mold it over, share it, all right? Y'all have a blessed day. My name is Alezae Young. Make sure you gently press that like button. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Again, I got affiliate links on how to start running businesses, how to be more aware of entrepreneurship, and just business from a Bible perspective too. All right, it's in those affiliate links on the About page on my YouTube. Y'all have a blessed day. I will see you in the next video.